30-year-old prospect.
Y'all, man, 2 cents be on point. She be on point, bro. On
Appreciate
point.
it.
Long for real.
Appreciate
You
it.
be talking facts. Like you the first one to say it too.
Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing, or better yet, kind of clearing up some narratives when it comes to Gervonta Tank Davis and who he fights. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the video. I want to welcome everybody to the channel. If you're new here, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. Be sure to help support the channel by hitting the Cash App at 2 Cents Boxing. If you're not able to do that, believe me, I completely understand. Just make sure you punch that like and subscribe button and leave a comment below. We're on the road to 5,000. Now, I wanted to hop on here real quick and just shoot this video because I've been hopping around the YouTube streets and I've been hearing so many different narratives about Gervonta Tank Davis and how he don't fight nobody, how he's continuously cherry picking, how he doesn't challenge himself, how he should go up to 140, how he's a 30-year-old prospect, how he ain't never fought no champion. All of these things I've been hearing, and we kind of go through this every time Gervonta Tank Davis fights because there are one or two people that the fans want to see Tank fight, and when they don't get those fights, they get upset about it. So let's start here. Number one, Gervonta Tank Davis is a 30-year-old prospect. So arguably, Gervonta Tank Davis is the biggest money fight for anybody from 147 pounds to 130 pounds. You can't refute that. Those are facts. Gervonta Tank Davis has fought, and this is going to cover two things. Gervonta Tank Davis ain't never fought no champions, and Gervonta Tank Davis is a 30-year-old prospect. First of all, Gervonta Tank Davis is a 3-division champion. He started at 126 pounds. He is now at 135 pounds. So that kills that narrative. Gervonta Tank Davis has fought Ryan Garcia, who wasn't a champion, but that's the biggest fight in boxing we've had in probably the last 10 years. He's fought Hector Luis Garcia. He's fought Rolly Romero, who wasn't a champion at the time he fought him, but he went on to become a champion. He's fought Issa Cruz, who wasn't a champion at the time he fought him, but he went on to become a champion. He fought Mario Barrios, who was a champion at 140 pounds. He fought Leo Santa Cruz, who was a champion at 130 pounds. And a lot of things that people don't mention is that Tank Davis went from 135, moved down to 130 to fight Leo Santa Cruz. Then he skipped 135 and went up to 140 his next fight to fight Mario Barrios. I don't see any of his other contemporaries doing that and taking those kind of challenges. He fought Yuriorkis Gamboa, and he also fought Jose Pedraza. Now, even with the insult that a lot of people try to throw at Tank that he's a 30-year-old prospect, even if you believe that Tank is a prospect, he's the greatest prospect to ever live. He fights on pay-per-view. He has a $200+ million deal with Amazon Prime. Name another prospect that has accomplished those things and has done something like that. None, not one. So even trying to insult Tank and call him a prospect, he's the greatest prospect to ever live. He's the greatest prospect to ever live. 3-division champion, $200 million+ deal with Amazon Prime. He's fought about 8 to 10 champions, but yet people want to insult him and say that he's a prospect. Now let's take it to people saying, about these belts and why he didn't fight Undisputed, why he didn't fight Kambosos when Kambosos was undisputed. People act like they either don't understand or they don't want to understand the business of boxing and how things work. Top Rank had control of those 35 belts. The reason why Devin Haney was able to fight George Kambosos is because he was signed to Top Rank for a 3-fight deal. That's why he was able to fight for those belts. I've played videos, I've showed footage, I showed proof of Bob Arum saying out of his own mouth, why would I make a big fight with Tank when I can save those belts and I can just save them for my fighters and save them for my upcoming fighters? Why would I want to make a big fight with Gervonta Tank Davis? Literally, Bob Arum has said this out of his mouth. I've shown videos and proof of Lomachenko saying how he doesn't want to fight Tank, him and Tank not at the same weight class. If Tank move up, he'll fight him. I've played videos of Lomachenko's trainer saying they got exclusive deals with ESPN. They can't fight with any other promotional company right now or any other network right now. All of these is proof, and it expels all those narratives, but nobody want to accept the proof when you show it. When I show them Bob Arum saying these things out of his own mouth, I don't understand it. Y'all want to downplay and talk so bad about Tank so bad when some of this stuff is not necessarily his fault. I don't know why people didn't learn after the Brian Norman Jr. and Jerron Ennis situation that there are a lot of fees and things associated with making cross-promotional fights. So in order to make a cross-promotional fight, you need to be making sure you're getting paid a lot of money if you yourself as a fighter want to be able to profit off that fight and make a decent amount of money. Or you could just stay where you at and fight on the same promotional company and don't have to worry about those other fees. And that's the part of this that people don't want to accept. Bob Arum had control of those 135 belts. And another thing that people don't want to take into consideration is Bob Arum has been sued by so many different boxers. The latest one is Teofimo Lopez. He is now suing Bob Arum. I'm not sure exactly what he's suing for. I haven't looked into that, but I'm definitely going to look it up. But then you got T.O. that sued Bob Arum. You got Terrence Crawford that sued Bob Arum because Bob Arum didn't get him the big fights. Oscar De La Hoya has sued Bob Arum. He's been getting sued throughout his career as a boxing promotional company. Mikey Garcia sued Bob Arum. Manny Pacquiao sued Bob Arum. Al Heyman. He didn't file a lawsuit against Bob Arum, but they were involved in some legal issues. Can somebody let me know and drop it below what boxers have sued Al Heyman for not making them big fights? So a lot of people want to put the onus on Al Heyman and Tank, and they not making the big fights and they protecting their fighters, when if you just go beneath the surface and dig a little deeper, you will see that that's not necessarily true. Bob has a lot to do with these fights not happening. Leonard Ellerbe put out a tweet where he was like, listen, y'all, Bob Arum got control of the belts. He knows what he's doing. He's doing good business. He's not going to serve up George Kambosos to Gervonta Tank Davis on a platter in one fight, one fell swoop, so he could take all the belts, be undisputed. Now PBC has control of all of the belts and all Bob Arum leverage is gone away. That's not how it works. So what I would employ people to do is just take some time, research some facts, and not just regurgitate stuff y'all hear on other people's channel. Find out a little bit about how the boxing works. Find out a little bit about how promotional companies make fights, the benefits of them having belts, the benefit of them losing belts, and make it make sense. Then you have some people that say, oh, well, Top Rank is willing to make the fight now with Lomachenko. Yeah, they're willing to make the fight now with Lomachenko for several reasons. Lomachenko is probably on the end of his career. The fight has built up enough to where it will be a big fight and it will be profitable for Bob Arum to put Lomachenko in that fight. Bob Arum said in an interview with Cigar Talk that since PBC is no longer with Showtime, those cross-promotional fights will be a little bit more easier to make. They'll be a little bit more easier to make. So the times you guys are talking about these fights didn't happen, it was because of networks. It was because Bob didn't want to give up belts. It was because of many different reasons. It wasn't gonna be profitable enough for everybody to make money. these boxers got a lot of people hands in their pockets. It was for different reasons. But nobody wants to consider those reasons when it comes to Tank Davis. They just want to call Tank Davis a duck. But what's crazy to me is how they'll say Tank Davis is a duck and he don't want to fight somebody, but then in the same breath say, I mean, I know Tank will beat him. So do you know Tank will beat him, or is Tank a duck? Which one is it? But let me know what you think about these narratives that's been going around about Tank Davis by dropping your 2 cents below in the comments. Follow me on IG at 2 cents 20. Follow me on IG at 2 cents boxing. Follow me on Twitter, on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 2 cents 20. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next video.